I'll be honest though, I do hate when people talk about like AOC's skills as an orator, because it feels like you're attacking me directly, because I am just as bad, if not far worse, I think. At least in my mind, I feel like you guys are just basically doing this to me every time. You will pet me, whether you like it or not.
My name is Joshua. Thank you for taking this question, and thank you so much for your work. You've immensely inspired me during the course of my life. You've
Okay, Chad. Okay, Joshua, Chad.
rightfully spoken out about hypocrisy in international politics, and you've also been rightfully outspoken about the genocide in Gaza. I'm therefore respectfully wondering why exactly you are participating in public outreach together with the Social Democratic Party, who has been a major facilitator of weapons exports towards Israel. This whole event...
This is so common too. What you just got there, the applause break that you just got there, is indicative of virtually every room, right? People that share your values. There is an abundance of people that share your values, okay? It will do all of us well to remember that. Anytime I go into these rooms, even if it's supposed to be like a heated environment, a contested environment, even if I'm like, you know, like the UBC, I'm sure has done plenty of about pro-Palestinian protesters, as has every other college campus. But there are more of us than there are of them. You can go to an SPD event, okay? You can go to an SPD event and still like call out SPD's involvement with the Gaza genocide, and the entire room is on your side. That's not supposed to be the case, right? People are supposed to boo you. People are supposed to tell you to shut the up. Because isn't this an SPD event? This was at the SPD event, right? This is not the Die Linke event. This is the SPD event. The person that's sitting across from AOC is an SPD member, right? No, it's at a university. I know, but the person that is sitting across from her, yes, it was an SPD event. Yeah, the former SPD mayor of Berlin, Franziska Giffey, was in the room and was booed when she came on stage because the students were all leftists. Yes, this is the same principle behind like going to a Bernie rally, like the oligarchs, the anti-oligarchs tour, right? This is what I keep repeating to people. You go to No Kings protests, you go to the Bernie Sanders rallies, and you are reminded that the people in the crowd are far more radical than Bernie is. Okay, especially on the issue of Israel-Palestine. So you can't disparage. Professor Chong gave you a shout out. You guys would be a cool interview. Like you have to work with whatever is available to you. You have to work with the opportunities given to you. Okay.
This whole event, while very interesting, also comes across as an attempt by the SPD to whitewash their image and rid themselves of their complicity in this.
Wait, 2 events, 1 campus. Nova survivor testimony and political provocation unfolds simultaneously at UBC. Canadian-Israeli photographer Shai Klein and controversial political commentator Hasan Piker attracted different audiences at UBC. Oh, this is the Canadian Jewish News. I was like, what the f*** is this newspaper saying controversial streamer Hasan Piker? They had a competing event at the 1,400-seat Chance Center for Performing Arts. A sold-out crowd filled the auditorium to hear controversial online streamer and political commentator Hasan Piker. Meanwhile, 5 minutes away at UBC Hillel, 50 students, faculty, and community members gathered to hear Shai Klein, a Canadian-Israeli photographer who reflected on his journey since surviving October 7, Hamas attacks at the Nova Music Festival. Wait, why are they dunking on themselves? I don't understand. That's crazy. That's crazy that they're like, yo, Hasan, the arena erupted. Hasan IRL ratioed the pro-Israel event that was competing on the college campus. Meanwhile, 5 minutes away at UBC Hillel, okay, simultaneous events happening in close proximity reflected broader tension on campus across Canada. Yeah, exactly. It does. As in, the pro-Israel event gets 50 people in attendance. Half of them are students and half of them are faculty. The anti-Israel controversial streamer gets a closed out, sold out arena event. Piker is one of the top streamers on Twitch, a platform where creators broadcast in real time large interactive audiences. He's known for his highly charged left-wing political commentary. Critics include the Jewish community organizations throughout North America, which regularly point to what they view as his history of anti-Israel and anti-Semitic rhetoric. He was invited to the campus as part of UBC Speakers series entitled America First, America Alone, Global Politics in the Age of Uncertainty. In the weeks leading up to the event, Jewish community organizations, including the Center for Israel and Jewish Affairs, the B'nai B'rith Canada, appealed to the university and to government officials to cancel Piker's appearance, citing concerns that this message could amplify extremism, incite hostility towards Jewish students and faculty, and spread misinformation. University administrators permitted the event to go on. In response, Hillel intentionally scheduled Klein to speak at the same time. Bro, they are so afraid. They are so afraid that, like, Jewish students on campus that are maybe looking into Israel for the first time ever with a critical lens are going to accidentally hear what I have to say and go, wait a minute, this guy's not a anti-Semite at all. As a matter of fact, he dunks on anti-Semites with regular frequency. I actually don't think this guy's anti-Semitic, and I kind of agree with what he has to say about Israel. God forbid, okay? God forbid that young liberal Zionist Jews hear what I have to say and go, wait a minute, I was lied to about this guy. He's not an anti-Semite at all. Instead of letting that voice in the Chan Center be the only voice on campus tonight, we have gathered to offer an experience grounded in truth and lived experience, Hillel BC executive Ohad Gavrieli said in his opening remarks, adding that the attendance at the Hillel event sends a clear message that our community will not be silenced. Yeah, it does. Hillel, no. It does. The clear event that it says is it's no motion. Okay. The clear message from the event is that you guys got 50 people there, whereas the Chan Center was sold out. Okay. It's just, it doesn't make any sense to me that you would look at that situation and instead of like acknowledging the truth, instead of being like, this guy is not a anti-Semitic extremist, you choose to engage in this like self-inflicted wound, right? You choose to engage in the self-inflicted wound where you're like, I would rather hallucinate that this guy is anti-Semitic and freak myself out, okay? My resistance to the state of Israel is my profound and unshakable commitment to anti-fascism, okay? Israel and Zionism is fascist. Israel is a fascist ethno-state committed to ethnic cleansing of the indigenous population. Of course, I'm going to be against that. Just as I am against Nazis for that exact same reason. Okay? Jesus Christ, dude. It is so crazy. It just blows my mind. Your position is way more dangerous than Nick Fuentes, though. He turns whites against Israel. You are turning Jews against Israel. That's why they hate you over him. I know. Well, he's not even turning whites against Israel. He's turning... Have you seen the Groypers? I wouldn't say Nick Fuentes is successfully turning whites against anything. If anything, he's turning a lot of Latiners against Israel. Oh man, that has a more diverse audience than me, dude. Are we being for real? Okay, yeah. Nick Fuentes is turning South Asians and Mexicans into white supremacists. That's what he's doing. They're not even fully against Israel either. They're fine with Israel as long as Israel's like attacking someone like myself. You know? Anyway, I'm going to get back to the German guy in a second. Hillel did not anticipate security concerns around Klein's talk, and there were no noticeable demonstrations near Hillel during the event. Yeah, because all the anti-Semites were over at the Chan Center. If we were to present someone at the Chan Center of Piker's magnitude, there would likely have been security concerns. I wonder why. An exuberant welcome. When Piker strode onto the Chan stage, oh my God, they're glazing me. The reception was immediate and loud. According to the video of the event later uploaded to YouTube, he was greeted by raucous applause and sustained cheering from the packed hall. The announced title of his talk was America Bad, but he devoted considerable amount of time to Israel, the war in Gaza, and his critics. In response to a moderator's questions about complaints across the line from criticizing Israeli government policy into anti-Semitic rhetoric targeting Jews and Israelis more broadly, Piker smiled and said he's an entertainer first, adding that some hyperbole is inevitable, but I think that's a totally valuable trade-off. I like that they literally they clip-chimped my response and totally did not write the part where I was like, I combat anti-Semitism. I'm not an anti-Semite, all this stuff. And instead said like, oh, he thinks like a little bit of anti-Semitism is fine. No, it's not. Okay. Piker also described himself as an avowed anti-Zionist and said he was sure he shared that view with everyone present except any plants in the audience. One of the several remarks that drew laughter or applause. He urged students to pressure universities to divest from Israeli companies and to push for cultural boycotts, calling such measures to be the bare minimum. On alternative, at UBC Hillel, the tone was noticeably different. Klein, 28, began with photographs rather than politics. In the fall of 2023, he had been visiting a cousin in Israel, was invited to the Nova Festival with friends. During the hours before the attacks, he was doing what he usually did at big events, moving among the crowds with his camera. He introduced himself to strangers, caring for self and others. Like others, clients faced significant PTSD, stress-induced health problems, both of which persist even amidst the struggles. Disillusionment. The CGN interviewed Klein in late 2023 again at the 2-year anniversary of October 7. By now, he estimates he's visited more than 250 cities across North America to share his story. Okay, what? And then the rest of it is just him talking about Klein's experience. Okay, that's nice. Did he photograph the IDF shooting them? No, I don't think he photographed the helicopters facilitating the Hannibal doctrine. I don't think he was filming that part. So they just go to campus and show pictures of October 7th to college kids now? Yeah, I mean, they've been doing that. What do you mean? It's just that, like, there was a genocide that took place after October 7th. I don't know if these guys are aware of, and that kind of made it hard for people to still pay attention just exclusively to the atrocities that unfolded on October 7th.
Genocide, especially amid the upcoming Berlin mayoral election, in which the left party has an actual shot of winning. Franziska Giffey was booed today because as a mayor, she stood against everything that Mamdani would fight for. Thank you.
Thank you for your question. And, I think first...
Chatter? That was a goated question.
First and foremost, this is not the only engagement that we're in my visit to Berlin. I'll be visiting with Die Linke tomorrow. I'll be at the Rosa Luxemburg Institute discussing the wealth tax. And I think in the totality of that, in the totality of it, and the reason I've made those choices intentionally is to speak to that earlier point, which is that and I certainly don't want to come across as though I'm favoring any one party over another. And that's why we're visiting with multiple in this trip. But again, as a left coalition, we are going to have to figure this out. I do believe that just as in the United States, there needs to be.
She said both sides. She said both sides of the Rosa Luxemburg equation. Both the side that killed her, and also, Rosa Luxemburg herself.
Be an opening in the discussion of what is happening in Gaza and towards the treatment of Palestinians and the crackdown of the freedom of speech of individuals who are trying to change the world for the better, for the basic respect of human rights, dignity, and to end the blockades, to end the genocide. And so I say that because we also have to do that coalitionally. We can grow left.
Even if Die Linke wins, they have to work with the SPD. It's terrible, but she's right. No, I know. I don't look, guys. I am a pragmatist first and foremost. I've explained it already. I care about results. I care about delivering results. Unfortunately, the way things are currently, in the absence of an uncompromising socialist movement that is singularly capable of winning all of these like parliamentary seats and like that, you're going to have to engage in these sorts of coalitions, even if they are anti-communist in nature. I mean, Die Linke itself is not communist. There is no real communist party in Germany that has any sort of electoral viability. That's just the reality, okay? It is what it is. You have to work within the confines of permissibility. I've stressed this position over and over again. Like, I will work with the Democrats too to get certain things across. Like, we're currently facilitating. We're setting up this like flotilla. It's going to be comprehensive. It's not just going to be the boats. There's going to be numerous other factors at play. I can't like reveal too much information at the time being. But that also requires like working with congresspersons potentially, right? And if that's the case, we're going to work with congresspersons. Like it's ridiculous. I don't give a shit. As long as we can deliver aid to the Cuban population, as long as we can show the world what like Cuba looks like, what America is doing to Cuba. If you work with congresspersons in the process, what you think I'm going to be like? If there was a congresswoman or congressman that is like reactionary on so many different issues that are like, that's like anti-Medicare for all, for example, something I care about deeply. Okay. But they, for some weird reason, are super invested in Cuba. Okay. And they come out and they're like, no, I'm going to support this, right? I'm going to support this Cuba thing. You think I'm going to say no to that person? What are you, delusional. I think a lot of people that behave in this like idealistic way don't recognize the immediate desperation of people that need help.
Electoral movements, and we have to persuade moderate movements to have an open mind about how we discuss and approach human rights in the region. And that is why I say that our work has to be coalitional. It has to be coalitional. We have to grow our ranks and we have to persuade. And so I say this again because if we go separately, we will lose.
I think the moderates are not necessarily persuadable, but they're malleable. Okay, they're sharks. When they see blood in the waters, or when they see whichever way the winds are blowing, some of them, not all of them, some of them are ideologically committed, some of them are zealots, but there is a good chunk of moderates that will move in that direction in an effort to make sure that they remain in power. Okay.
It all. We will lose it all. And so it's, and I want
I'll be honest though, I do hate when people talk about like AOC's skills as an orator, because it feels like you're attacking me directly, because I am just as bad, if not far worse, I think, at least in my mind. I feel like you guys are just basically doing this to me every time. I am wordy as well. You're worse. See, immediately.
You will pet me, whether you like it or not.
The Piker Broadcasting Service is sponsored by you, the viewers, for you, the viewers. The Piker Broadcasting Service is where you get tomorrow's news today.
Whether you like it or not.